Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds. I got this smoker going pretty good. So today we're going to be looking into this colony. And, okay, 19 days ago, let me get my breath real quick. We made this split from this one over here, and it was a packed double deep. And we broke it right in half. We showed you how to do that video. I'll leave that link up here if you want to watch how we split this double and turn it into two powerful colonies. We are more than likely going to be splitting both of these colonies again, so stay tuned for that. We've got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of gear. I'm a big fan of knowing your mite levels. I think if you're not in control of your mites, then they're in control of your destiny with your bees. And I don't want the mites having any control over my bees or eating them alive during winter and reducing my populations of bees, because I want hives that look like this going through winter. I want stout colonies. Those big clusters brood more early, they make bigger honey crops, better splits all the way around. And if they're being eaten on all winter long, that's not going to happen. But let's check and see how the brood is going. Obviously we've been feeding a decent bit, or you wouldn't see them building comb like that. We fed them 2 pounds of patty since we installed them 19 days ago. Let's knock these bees off. Let them walk their way in. Just getting them out of our way. I mean, we could shake them back into the hive, but they're just going to get in our way. Look at these bees. There's a small hive beetle. Not anymore. Alright, so look at this towel. We installed this, I believe it was 8 days ago, 7 days ago. They've shredded it. Now this bee's trying to haul it out. Now sometimes the bees do get stuck, and that's the biggest problem with these. Yeah, see, here's a dead bee right here. That's unfortunate, but I've got a small hive beetle there. There's one there. There's one over here. Looks like we caught 7 small hive beetles in it. So, but what I'm thinking that, you know, those of you who use inner covers can do is get them to fluff it up like that, where it's on the top, and then you can place it. Well, darn, there went my lighter. Let's get into this real quick. Oh, there's another small hive beetle. Not anymore. Alright, so I have this inverted for feeding patties. But what you can do is, if you have it the way that it's typically used, you can have it this way, and the bees cannot gain access if you have a flat lid on top of this. So you can put that now fluffed up Dynamax up here where the small hive beetles love to roam and ants love to get up. And by the way, when you see a lot of ants and stuff up here, roaches, it's mainly because your bees can't get access. If you had this much bees up there, they're kicking the butt of everything. And your small hive beetles prefer the corners, the dark places. So inner covers, if you had it like this on the hive instead, let's do that. We'll check and see how well it goes. Get those bees smoked down and out of our way. Yeah, see, there's a small hive beetle right there. But you're not going to get a chance. Oh, there's another one. Well, this video got a little off the bunny trail a little bit. See, we don't even just get on bunny trails, we even get off the bunny trails. Alright, so we'll just leave it like that. Now the bees, well, let me shake all these bees off. I don't want any getting stranded up here. There we go. Now, the beetles should be able to get up here, but I don't think the bees will be able to. Some inner covers are like that. It's been so long since I've used inner covers, I haven't used them for years, so the bees might be able to gain access up here. Oh, this lid will not work because too much sunlight gets through it. I don't like these. It's the only like telescoping lid I have, pretty much. So I used it. So we'll just have to grab another lid at some point, and we'll use this one because if there's any light getting through it, that'll push the small hive beetles down. And some people use that to help, but it also heats up your colony, which is no good. So we'll see how that works out for us. Anyways, I don't really like them when they're catching bees, the Dynamax, but we do need to control our small hive beetle populations. Look at these bees eating this patty, though. It had to have been at least 2 times the size of that patty. It's probably more like 2.5. and they're just ripping it up and eating it away. But let's see how the brood's doing in here. A little bit of a thunderstorm in the distance. Been like that for quite a while, a lot of those days. Got our feeder rim off. And let's work our way this way. We've been making sure that they lack for nothing feed-wise. This is really important, I think, when you have a new queen. She needs to have room to lay, but there also needs to be plenty of feed. Alright, there's some capped foodstuffs. Now we got that first frame out of the way, we're set. Bees are a little testy today. There's been a couple of them coming and kind of getting close to me and all that stuff. It's kind of late in the evening, and I kind of popped the lid and didn't smoke them right off the bat, which is not really a good way to do things. This is really heavy. Yeah, that's just food. Oh my goodness, that's what we want right there. This is why we don't trust our genetics to anybody but ourselves. Check out this frame right here. That one doesn't have as much on that side, but I think our new queen is doing an alright job on that side. Look at all that brood. For those of you who haven't heard me say it before, roughly a deep frame, every cell on both sides is about 7,500 cells. So, you know, we're looking at a lot of bees, especially on this one side. So that's really good brood. This colony's fixing to need more space because they've got a whole lot more brood than that. This patty's in good shape. I'm not seeing any small hive beetle larvae in this. Well, there's a tiny one in there. They're very young. The bees will clean it up. Okay. There's a lot of bees in this hive. Goodness gracious. I'm using Laurel's new hive tool. She hasn't even got to use it yet. I think she'll forgive me. Maybe. Oh yeah. Oh, there's the queen right there. There's a green dot. And she's just got all kinds of brood down in there. Laying away. What a great queen. And they're just brood all over this side where there's not food. So that's 2 frames of good brood right there. One solid frame of brood on both sides is going to hatch out to cover almost 3 frames. So that gives you an idea, if you have a frame like that, just how quickly those bees are going to expand. Now you're losing bees as well, but since most of these were really young bees, there's just tons of brood in there. You know, this frame is, I'd say, 50% brood. Oh my. This is a lot of cap stuff over here. Alright, so we got capped over here. This is 19 days after we installed the queen. And there's food up in here where we've been feeding, and there's a lot of healthy looking larvae down in there. So I don't know if they have any more brood than this, but this is, you know, at least 3 solid good frames that have brood. There's 4 frames that have brood on them. I'm really happy with that. So this is exactly what we want. This colony is going to need more space, or we're going to have to split them again, which is what we're going to do, because this package versus nuke challenge, we're not going to be taking comb out of the rest of our operation and bringing it over here. So this is exactly what we want. And it's just amazing the difference. When you have a queen that's doing well and your bees don't have any disease, the Varroa's not impacting them because you're taking care of them, then they just fill up the double deep. You break them down, they're going to have this overflowing. And since we're not going to give them comb for double deep, we are going to probably split them again before too long. So we've got a lot of different things to cover. I know there's a lot of topics that I've been suggesting, I've even talked about doing, and we're going to get around to them. It's really hard to nail them all down at once and get all the work done. We have to get around here, but If you have any comments or questions on this video, again, I'm going to be leaving the link for how we made this split. It was really easy. I really like to make my splits and introduce my queens into colonies that have a lot of young bees. It's the old bees that give you a problem most of the time on your queen introductions. And a lot of times when new beekeepers are having queen issues, where their queen doesn't come back, and we deal with that as well. Sometimes our colonies just go queenless. Maybe we let them swarm. We shouldn't have. And that virgin queen that's supposed to come back never does. And then they're queenless. And then by then the bees are so old, it is, honestly, it's not worth it to us to take the queen, a good mated queen like we might have, and to try to make it work, because the odds of them accepting her, and then they don't even have enough nurse bees to take care of the brood that she could raise. It's so hard, and that's why multiple colonies are so important. Because like with that colony over there, we introduced a queen into it. We showed you how abysmal it was. It was queenless. We took 2 frames of brood out of this nuke that we made. We gave it to this colony to help get those nurse bee populations back up. We introduced a queen. We're going to check and see if they've accepted her before too long. This one has a queen, but it's abysmal. But with queen rearing, there's a lot of nuances, and there's a lot to cover. And we're still learning a few things, but I think a lot of it has to do with pheromones, because the queen, she can produce the pheromone, but she has to have bees to actually get some of it off of her and then take it and distribute it throughout the colony. And especially when you have a colony full of older bees, they're not going to be doing that for her. They're not going to be helping her raise brood that much, and therefore you end up with a very hard introduction. A lot of times they don't work, especially if the colony's really far gone. And this is why a lot of times when you get a swarm and it's got a queen, or you think it does, and then they kill their queen off the bat and they're superseding, I don't think a lot of times it's because the queen's bad. I've seen some really good queens get superseded because the age balance was out of whack. Anyways, there's a lot of details. We're not going anywhere. Thanks for watching our videos. Any comments or questions, we will try to get to them. We've had so many comments and questions. By the way, we're going to be starting a group on Facebook. I'm going to be leaving the link, and we're going to be talking more about that, because there's just some information we can't get on here. Also, there's some information that you might want to show us your pictures. It's just going to be a place to learn. I don't care if you're doing a top bar hive, Langstroth hives, no matter what type of hive you're doing, flow hive, there are right and wrong ways to do everything, and our goal is to create an environment of learning, and I want to learn every day. I want to get better at my craft. There are a lot of nuances to different styles of beekeeping. I love it all. So it's just going to be an area where we can work together, and whether you're in another country or not, let's make beekeeping awesome for us all and learn a lot more about our beautiful honeybees. So thanks for watching our videos, comments and questions, and all that stuff below.